So, hopefully this video isn't too controversial, because it's not meant to be. It's just a kind of matter of an opinion. The world, as you know, is going crazy, and I made videos about all this daftness about gender, right, and how how a lot of movies are doing, replacing the male actor with the female. You know, like Ghostbusters change it to said the male Ghostbusters, change it to female Ghostbusters, and so forth. Well, this is about race now, and I've mentioned it in some of my previous videotapes, videos. You know, like you have in Supergirl, you have Jimmy White in Supergirl that's played by a coloured actor. But let's just say black, because I don't know what's the proper term to use of somebody from a different race or whatever, you know, to sort of put it in category, okay? So just call me, you know, I'm the pink guy or something like that, okay? So it's not meant to be thing where it's just a descriptive term, okay? I can't just go and say a darker colour or shade, you know. So I apologise to anybody I offend. I just don't know the right term to use. So just say black, and I'm a pink man, right? Black, pink man. So I was watching the Golden Globes, and somebody took a picture of Edis Elba or something like that. His name is a black English actor. I think he's in Luther. Never watched it. Sure, he's done some Marvel films, I think. Anyway, he's sitting beside Daniel Craig, the current, so far, the current James Bond. I'm sure he's to play another, James Bond. Now, there's this talk about, there's always this sort of joke, having the first female James Bond, or having the first black man to play James Bond, and I'm like, this is bad. This is OT. Not that I have any problems with any colour of skin playing a part. That is specifically written from. And what I mean by that is, if you're watching a story and or a movie, and unless there's no specification of where that character is meant to come from, then that's fine. But when a character is written and has been given a description by a writer of the character you're watching, then fans of those sort of books or movies would want it to be close to the book. So, for instance, like as I say, Jimmy White in Superman comics. Then you've got Jimmy White. No, you've got Jimmy White, Perry White in the Superman office, and then you've got Jimmy Olsen in the Supergirl TV show. And both of these parts now, although they've been described as one as a white wee boy reporter and one as the head chief of the Daily Planet, both being white, it's because they're not sort of the main character, you could probably get away with it. And the reason I understand why they're doing it all hems back from long before, like, Star Trek, when you had that first interracial kiss, and William Shatner demanded that the kiss should happen, white and black and stuff like that, and you had Martin Luther King saying, for that woman, not only was she black, but she was woman, and she should stay at that place and just put up with the shit which she shouldn't have needed to. But we've moved on from then and everything else. So that was pretty good going out there. But that interracial kiss was like big news. And then what did we get after that? From there, it just went everywhere. So you had that, and then you had, oh god, then you had films, as I say, like, so it stems from there, and then you had the Perry White and everything. Oh, Star Wars, right? You had Lando. Now, the reason why Lando was brought into Star Wars, people have saying that because the first Star Wars is basically a white cast, right? So they had to bring in a black person, which is understandable. That's fine. Lando, that's the way he was, he was written in. Excellent. It's fine. I didn't really notice that most of Star Wars was generally white, but I presume maybe because I'm white or whatever, but it didn't register in my head, okay? Nor was it big for me to see a black person in Star Wars when it did come, okay? But I think to some people it might have been. So then we get to programmes, as I say, Man of Steel with the black, and Supergirl with Jimmy and stuff like that. And then you get Arrow as well, where you've got Arrow and you have Diggle, who's now, is a black person. It was a character made up, Diggle for Green Arrow. And of course that was a complimentary black person. And Flash, most of the characters white, but they had to change the girlfriend into the black and stuff like that. So it happens all the time. It's like they're having to. It's like every programme, they have to have some sort of person to represent a certain section of the public. But these are all good, but the main thing is the main character. And this is where I like to say a fictional character is just as important as a real person. And the reason why I say that, okay, now a real person, okay, would be, say Mandela, right? Mandela played by a white actor. Would there be a shitstorm? Martin Luther King played by a white American or Mexican actor. Right? But now you're all saying, but these are real people and it's so different and stuff like that. And I get you, totally, and that's what I believe as well. It should be portrayed by a person. Like, I think in the 1920s they had an American playing Charlie Chan, the greatest sort of Chinese detective, right? And there was Peter Sellers is known to play a Chinese person, and the same thing with Cowboys and Indians. They used to, I don't know if it's true or not, but I believe there were some stories of white men, dressing up as Indians, right, or whatever. So you've got to, in some sort of respect. I mean, here we have Bohemian Rhapsody, okay? The guy that plays Freddie doesn't come from the same place Freddie does, hasn't got the backstory, but with the shade of his skin is matching, they made his teeth matching, so they paid homage to the character that way. So these are all characters that, these are real people that existed, and so they had to portray them with the same sort of ethnic background. The same should be done with fictional characters. Fictional characters were written by men and women because that is the way they see them. Right? Do we believe Harry Potter should have been a girl called Hallamina Potter? Right? No. Should James Bond be played by a black person? No. Because it's written in one of his films, Skyfall, we find out, for those who never read the books, we find out that he's from Scotland. and and from Scotland, and I'm not saying he can't be a black Scottish person, but he's white. So he's a white Scottish bloke, and there's a description of what James Bond looks like in the books. Now, we go back to when Daniel Craig got the first job as James Bond. A lot of people kicked up about it, right? Either because he didn't match the look of James Bond, his hair, the colour of his hair was blonde or something like that. So people didn't like that. That isn't James Bond. James Bond is what you would call roughly looking like Pierce Brosnan. Tall, slim, dark hair, whatever, right? So as long as it matches that Pacific, right? Now we go on to where does he come from? Well, we already know he comes from Scotland, so it should either be played by somebody British or Scottish or somebody in the Isle or whatever, right? Now a lot of Americans say, oh, why not American? Because we've got a British guy playing Superman. Well, Superman is an alien, right? So basically he shouldn't be played by American at all. He just grew up in Kansas and whatnot and everything. But it's the only thing Britain's got going for it, really, to be honest. Okay, America's got lots of heroes, right? Batman was played by American. So you can sort of leave that by, okay? But with somebody that is James Bond, who's working for the British Secret Service, you've got to be, and have it. The other thing is, it was Doctor Who, but that's a different subject. I've talked to them before. So yeah, I do believe it's PC gone crazy, and look at Black Panther. Right? Now there's a lot of hee-haw about how Black Panther wasn't given some sort of award, because my favourite film won Bohemian Rhapsody. Okay, I love Queen, and they were shit on by critics, but who cares? This is back on the face. But to be honest, in my own opinion, okay, by going by other sources who've actually seen the film, it doesn't stand out anything different than Marvel has done before. The only thing that this film has done is showcase black people, because of the country that Black Panther comes from. Of course, the majority of the cast should be black. I would have hated, and I wouldn't even mind if I went to see this film and they had no white people in it. Doesn't bother me as long as Black Panther is black, and it shouldn't be played by a white person. Now, should a film get a reward just for that? No. And I believe there's a lot of black people out there that would agree with me. They would want an award for something other than just being a film about the fact that it's mainly done by black people. What any black person would want, same as any pinky white person would want, would be an award that is rightfully deserved. Okay, even Morgan Freeman has said something along the lines of, we shouldn't have a black day, and it's just a part of our history. We shouldn't just be awarded just for the sake of, the colour of our skin or the fact that the whole film has been played. What Black Panther should get an award for is if there's something great about the story, if there's something great about the acting in it, and not just for the colour of the skin. Would I want a white person playing Black Panther? No. And this is the issue as well. It falls for James Bond. It goes with any fictional character. Instead of just replacing the gender and the race to fit this PC world or whatever, equality or whatever, why not just invent a new character? I mean, look at Static, for instance, the DC, the coloured boy in this. I've never read the stories, but I've seen a couple of the cartoons and stuff. Invent characters. Instead of making James Bond black, why not, have him be another secret agent for some other government? Or if it's for the same government, give him a different 00 number. Make him be his own character. Because James Bond is written down to be a male chauvinist, you know, back in the time, and there's many. He likes a vodka martini and everything. A lot of stuff that James Bond does, not a lot of people with black skin would do because it's not their thing. Or not a lot of white people drink vodka martini, but that is the character for James Bond. You know, same as the character for Superman. You know, so yeah. Hope you all understand this wee video. And I do know if there was ever a black James Bond or a black Superman or whatever, it's just not something I would go and pay money to, because I believe in the character, fictional character, is just as important as a real character, and it should be portrayed the way it is. Okay, a fictional character should be portrayed the way it's written. A real character should be portrayed of his real story. You know. Well, hopefully you understand this. Hopefully if you agree with me. If you disagree with me, let me know. I'll catch you next time. Jeez. Yep, I'm still going to try and think of an ending. Let us know if you can think of a catchy ending to finish my videos. Thank you.